Well, now this might look familiar. This is the Wilcox KOA, and it's usually the first place we stop on the way out of Phoenix going east, and the first place we stop when we come back into Arizona and home. So there's the rig, and as you can see, they're not crowded, so I didn't even bother with a reservation. I knew this. So here we are, Wilcox, Arizona, Wilcox KOA. Should be at the house tomorrow. Leave here probably, I don't even know. I don't care when. I'll get home sometime around 10, 11. We'll see. So we're in Arizona again. It was a long day. I didn't intend it to be. I was going to stop at Silver City, but it was still early in the day, so I just kept going. I'll figure out the miles in a few minutes. Bet it was a 400-mile day. Well, as I said, it was a long day. I didn't realize how long. I actually did 472 miles. That's ridiculous. But it was straight through. Stopped a couple times to pee the pooch. And stopped for a snack. I had cake and ice cream left over from the other night. And just kept going. And when Wilcox was going to stop at Silver City, New Mexico, but that came and it was still early and still rolling, and I just kept going. And here I am at Wilcox. So I'm going to stay here tonight, and here's the difference. Let's show you something. Remember last night I stayed at that place at basically RV storage and RV park place, and it was $35 for the night. And as I said at the time, it's flat, it's got all the hookups, it's everything I need as a single slob traveling by myself. Okay, tonight I'm at KOA, and it's got all the amenities, has the nice office over there, has the KOA cafe that has food. I might have breakfast there, I don't know. It's got a pool, it's got a rec room, it's got a play yard, it's got a dog run. It's basically got everything a family could possibly want, none of which I need. So last night I paid $35 for a place to park and sleep. Tonight I'm paying, let's see, here's the receipt. See if I can get that to focus. Wilcox grilled cheese, chop. There it is. $62.23. So that's the difference. I have a place to park, a place to sleep. One night $35, the next night $62. That's the joys of RVing. And as they used to say in the olden days, you pay as you dime, you take your choice. This was convenient, it's here, it's a known quantity, it's a place to park, a place to sleep, and that's what it is. And here I are, and I'm going to stay here and go. I will be home tomorrow before noon, probably, back in Phoenix. Well, this will be different because here I are. I'm sitting in the rig. I'm in Wilcox at the KOA, and I made some notes today, verbal notes, and I'm just going to bring up these little notes that I had Siri make for me. Texas is a 3-day state. You can't do it in less than 3 days driving unless you are really a Ricky Road racer, of which I am not. Tennessee is almost a 3-day state. It can be done in 2, but it really is a long state also. There's a lot. I believe that a lot of different sections of road all across the country are done by different contractors. They put out a request for bids, people bid on them, and they build 8, 10, 15, 20, 30 miles of road under contract, and then somebody else does the next section. Well, I say that because spread across Texas, there are sections of road where the right-hand lane has truck tracks. That means that the trucks are staying in the right lane so much that they actually create indentations in the asphalt that matched their tires, truck tracks. And the width of the tires on this RV are not exactly the same as the width of the tires on the 18-wheel trucks. So if I'm in them, I'm hunting. I'm hunting back and forth, trying to slide up and down these trenches. And they make me crazy. So I spend a lot of time in the left-hand lane, which isn't as bad, but then I have to get over to the right-hand lane when people come behind me, because it's not nice to be in the left lane doing less than the speed limit. So truck tracks make me crazy. Let's see. I sincerely believe that there are three types of folks that should be summarily executed. The first being child molesters, the second being people who abuse animals, and the third being those people who pump gas into their vehicle and then leave it parked at the pump while they go into the little store to do their weekly shopping or eat a full lunch. They make me nuts. I can only use a certain set of gasoline pumps in this rig, preferably at the end of the row. Otherwise, I have to squeeze in and squeeze out, and sitting there waiting for somebody who parked there to come out. I've left more than one gas station and gone to another just because people block the pumps. Anyway, I went through El Paso. The best thing about El Paso is it means you're leaving Texas. That's a joke. I love Texas. But El Paso has got some of the most beautiful overpasses and interstate interchanges I've ever seen in my life. I swear one of them that I went through in the middle of El Paso is so high and has so many levels. I'll bet there were 7 levels of the thing. And I'll bet you the ones on the top level require oxygen. They're so high. They are really beautiful. Just an engineering wonder. And they're beautiful too. They made them very attractive. So there's 2 huge interchanges in El Paso that really knock my socks off. Let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing about El Paso that makes me nuts. I used to come to El Paso a lot when I worked for Ticketmaster, because we put a ticketing system into UTEP, University of Texas at El Paso. That was our first system that we installed at Ticketmaster. And the thing that I used to dislike about going to El Paso to help them out there was the wind never stops. And constant wind, and it's insidious. Wind is insidious. I mean, it'll push you up against your face, and you can't see it. And it would make me absolutely crazy. So I never really liked going to El Paso for that reason. The other interesting thing about UTEP and El Paso is when my father gave me his 1965 Cadillac limousine, my wife and I flew to Washington, D.C. to pick it up, and then we drove it across country. As an aside, I'll tell you, it leaked so much oil that I finally bought 2 cases of oil, and every 100 miles I just stopped and put a quart of oil into it. Went through 23 quarts of oil on the trip back. Then I put way too much money into restoring it, and it was my hobby car for a lot of years. I remember. Going across the bridge over the Mississippi River, the Cadillac turned over a 1,000 mile mark, with 1, 2, 3 zeros. I thought that was really cool. So knowing we had a ways to go to get home here in Phoenix, we kept watching for the next 000. And it happened as we passed UTEP. And I've always wanted to go back to where the bridge over the Mississippi is and put up a sign saying UTEP, 1,000 miles. I think that'd be funny. Okay, let's see, other notes here. Going across Texas, I mean, it's huge, it's long, it's straight, it's gorgeous in its beauty and gorgeous in its desolation. And I got to thinking about one of my favorite books I really liked. It was a trilogy, and the first one is titled "These Are My Words." These Are My Words is the title, and it's written as if it's being written by a young girl who possibly had maybe a third or fourth grade education and was in a wagon train coming across America. I won't say it was Texas, but coming across a wagon train with her family and everything they ran into. Now, as the trilogy, I think the second one is The Star Garden, possibly the third, and I can't remember the title on the other one. But as the books progressed and she had the opportunity to learn and go to school and work her way up to adulthood, the story is mesmerizing. The first one, These Is My Words, I bought in a little bookstore in Bisbee, Arizona, when I took a tour group down there. I told them to go see all this interesting stuff. And I bought this book on a whim and sat down and read it for about 3 hours while they had fun. And then came home that evening and sat up in bed and finished the book. It mesmerized me so thoroughly. I couldn't put it down. Matter of fact, it makes me want to go read the whole trilogy again, see if I can't get them on my Kindle. Anyway, going across Texas today, that book came to mind because the adventures and the tribulations they had going across country, and I'm thinking about today. We get mad if the air conditioner doesn't blow cold enough. They were tougher back then. Way, way tougher back then. So anyway, that's probably enough. I might do a summation when I get back to Phoenix tomorrow. I can't think of anything else I want to talk about right now. And I'll put these together and publish it. We're 1 day shy of the trip being complete. And we'll go back to doing some motorcycle videos. Well, that's it. Later. Bye.